Hey everyone, this is Terry Lewis with the Pulmonary Performance Institute, and question we've been asked this past week was how many exercises should I do per muscle group, or even if it's region, say it's lower body versus upper body. And our favorite answer, once again, it all depends. One thing you want to think about, just tip, are you a beginner lifter, intermediate, advanced? And beginner could be you just haven't even lifted weights in a year or something like that, and you could have lifted for a few years. Once again, when we talk about a novice or beginner lifter, it just doesn't mean, it does take into account your experience in the gym, but also you have to consider when's the last time you've been in a routine like this, because the tissue, the neurological system, the respiratory system, all your systems within are going to kind of play a role in your progression to the next level. And it's just like anything else. If you haven't run in a while, when you go out and run again, you're going to be sore for a few more days comparatively when you've ran 2, 3, 4 times, just because the body has to get used to it. So think about starting off with just 1 to 2 exercises per region. It could be, say we'll go lower body as a unit. We'll say you're going to do a quad and glute focused, or what we call a push exercise for lower body. So you do 1 to 2 exercises for your quads, or you do 1 exercise for your quads, 1 exercise for your hamstrings. And obviously when you work lower body, you're already automatically working your glutes to a certain degree. So those are always intertwined. Now if that gets easy, you can add a 3rd exercise, or if you're splitting your days where you're just going to focus on lower body and upper body, and then split even further where it's going to be you're going to focus on chest one day and then back the next. Start off with 1 to 2 exercises, and then depending on how much time you have and stuff like that, integrate accordingly. But one of the biggest keys is your recovery in between. Make sure, not just during your workouts, but the days after your workouts, that you need at least 48 hours, in a sense, before you want to target those muscles again. And if you really push it hard and you do multiple exercises for those muscles, you could do it 72 hours and above, in a sense, because depending on how hard you kind of hit those muscles will depend on how much recovery you need in between. So listen to your body there, and as you progress, start to integrate more exercises and stuff like that. And also take into consideration, some exercises are going to target multiple regions. So for instance, pull-ups, it's gonna focus on your back, but you're also using your arms to help pull you up. So those things will kind of add to that bucket of exercises for those specific regions, depending on what you're doing. And that's why we always recommend multi-joint exercises in the beginning of your workouts, because when you can target multiple joints, then you're going to be able to target more muscle in a shorter period of time, in a sense. And they're harder, and it can kind of dial up that intensity so you can see those muscle gains. So if you're novice, 1 to 2 exercises, and then start to build that accordingly, and take care of your recovery, because that's where kind of everything builds in the end.